Let's welcome back to the show. Look who's here from House Judiciary's
I like that intro as much as y'all do. If you do, put the likes up, baby. Get it going. Shout out to everybody here on the live, baby. Bitcoin, baby. 20K. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for bringing the energy. Thank you so much for bringing the likes. Thank you so much for being lifers, baby. I got the gold talk because I'm feeling gold, baby, gold. Remember that? Gold, baby, gold. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here, jumping on in and feeling the vibes, feeling the energy. Can't wait to get back into the zone. Can't wait to look at the charts. I am so excited. Let's break it down. Today, ETH up 4.5% at 1,400. Filecoin doing damage at 5%. I gave you that Filecoin at the bottom call there. GNO, GRT, Hive, a bunch of green movement in the market. Uni, back up 14%. As you can see, those layers are starting to move for Ethereum. Bang, bang, bang. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and break it down for each and every one of you. Let's get that hip-hop banging in the background, that trap. So a lot of people thought it was going to be an easy short, right? They were like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go, a head and shoulder pattern, and I'm going to be able to nail that to the downside. And, yes, it looks beautiful, but did you catch the hidden bullish divergence? The swing up, and the swing down. Did you catch the divergence? If you didn't catch the divergence, then you might have shorted instantly. The one thing that is smart about a short here is we did lose this POC. So when you lose a point of control, opening up a short isn't the worst idea because you have that now as your resistance. If we can't get above that, that's going to be an issue. We also have bearish divergence for Bitcoin. I am going to toot my own horn in a second. We're going to talk about the gains, baby, the gains. But look, we got them. Shout out to anyone that was here yesterday in the live. Who was here on the live stream yesterday? Who's new and saw how we did what we did, baby? Shout out to everybody here on the live, jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time, baby. Woo! Let's get the lemon into the water. I skipped that today because I'm just so excited. Let's get the lemon into the water. And I'm not too excited. We could dump all the way back down to 18K. We could go to 10K. I've learned to never believe in these bulls, to always take a step back, take a deep breath, and remember that a move is a move, and anything could happen after the fact. Let's take a deep breath. Breathe in the euphoria. We hit the gains, but the gains are over now, baby. Now we have to find out if there's more gains to be had. We have to do the due diligence again. See, I worked so hard every single day to get the gains last night and into today, but it doesn't do anything for me. There's new people that never hit those gains. They're watching me today. I have to recreate what I just did over and over and over again, and that seems daunting at first, but I practice doing it every single day. I practice nailing Bitcoin 80% of the time at least. And I'm telling you, I work so hard and able to keep this little wild animal in check every single day. So shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Let's break down how we found Bitcoin, how we tracked it, and how we were able to figure out the probability was in our favor to the upside. I'm going to teach you a lot right now. Take some notes, get ready, break it down, because I'm about to break it down for you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most beautiful piece of your life with me. Your time, that's all you have. Everything is a trade for your time. Your marriage is a trade for your time. You hang out with your kids, you trade your time with your kids, you trade your time with your job for money. Every single thing is a trade. That's what people don't realize. The better you get at trading, the better you get at every single thing in life, because everything is a trade. Let's take a big sip of this lemon water. Why am I delaying the hydration, baby? Shout out to each and every one of you. I love every single one of y'all. Yeah, baby! The energy is just real, and I can't hide it. Thank you so much for jumping on into the live and being here with me. And the vibrance of life is upon us at every moment in time, baby. The present moment is all you have. If you can't grab the present moment, if you can't be in the present moment, if you can't live in the present, if you're worried about the past, if you're thinking about the future, you project, you make goals, but you live in the present to create those goals. It's like you want a farm, you dream of this beautiful farm. Of course, you dream, you project into the future, but then you have to go outside and breathe in the fresh air, dig in the good dirt, plant the good seeds, and do the due diligence in order to harvest the seeds, baby, just like trading. It's going to take you a few years to get a handle of this. It took me 4 to 5 years to really get a good structure with my technical analysis and to change the way my brain worked so that I didn't buy the fear and sell, you know what I mean? Buy the greed, sell the greed, buy the fear, all the things buy the greed, sell the fear. You know what I mean? Thank you to each and every one of you for being here. Appreciate you all for jumping on into the live. That is my jam plan. I know lemon being good. Question is, why every day? What is the benefit to you specifically? Too much lemon for my for me, gets my own health protection low. Honestly, I have no idea what you're saying. You know what I mean? Everyone has an issue with what everyone else does. Do whatever you want, man. I do it because I decalcify my pineal gland. And also, it is creating alkalinity in me and helping me not stay acidic so I don't have cancer. You know what I mean? And it also is an antiseptic. It also helps in many, many ways. You could break it down like 1,000 ways. Gut health. It also helps gut health and leaky gut. All sorts of other things happen when you drink lemon water. Inverted, hey, maybe you're doing something that lemon's not good for you. But if it is, that's usually someone taking a medication. And I'm not going to speak on that. Inverted head and shoulders. So anyway, let's break it down. Yesterday, we were back here. If you watched my live stream, we were here. We were right here. And then it started to make a cup. It came up during the live. I ended up making this. It came back down, and I ended up making this right around during the live stream. We were looking at this, and I said, man, it's likely we could get to the move of the cup and handle here. Then I formed this. I didn't watch any on the channel. I formed this beautiful. And what happened is that as the day went on, this started to hug my channel. And it was interesting. Look, see? And it started to hug it. It came back down again. And I said, wow, man, like I nailed the pattern. And then I had the measured move, which was the back end of this to the upside, right? And I said, well, Bitcoin dang near. Then I slapped on the VPVR and I said, man, we just got above this high volume node. I said, the next place that's going to take us is right there. See this chunk here. So I said, if we break up here, we're going up to about 19,800 area, 20K, right? And here I am with a post here, right? Bitcoin must get above 19,300 on the 4-hour and the daily time frame to remain bullish. If the daily candle closes below 18.8, bearish. If the POC holds, likely we go to 19,007 to 20K. I'm using support and resistance with probability to decide short or long. Stay open-minded. Right there, I taught someone exactly how to trade Bitcoin, like right there. That paragraph right there tells you exactly. Okay, so the daily did close above. We broke the weekly support and resistance. We got above 19,003. And lo and behold, we got our bang out to the upside. You know what I mean? So that's how I play this stuff. And I use my stochastics RSI, which were nice and low in the 15-minute, suggesting a move. I also, but I looked at this and I saw this. I saw tightness. Tightness tells me something is going to happen. I can recognize explosive behavior and price action. I know when it's about to happen. I've seen it thousands of times in my life. You've seen me see it now. We've been here on the live stream so many times. I think I'm a little big. Did I need to be? I'm a little big today, huh? I feel a little big today over here. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. You're awesome. Remember, you are the best person in your life. You are your own worst enemy. You're your biggest hero. You can do anything you put your mind to. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. Thank you for being here. So can I get a like for hitting Bitcoin when the rest of the market, I don't know what they were doing or thinking. And there's some other ways to look at it. It was possible it was a retest there that bounced up too. But this is how I figured it out, right? And then we had our measured move. Then we bumped up again. And now we're where we're at. So what I do now is I delete everything and we start from scratch. Like everyone can see that I nailed it. I can talk, oh, look at it, but I do it every single day. So it's time to get back to brass tacks. We got a bigger pattern at hand at play. We got a bunch to talk about. So I like to do it live again because to me it's a mess. So take away the moving averages for now. All right. And I have another chart actually waiting here. This is Bitcoin in a nutshell. Look at the bullish divergence here that I talked about. And it suggests that you will make a high higher than the high that's inside of the divergence. This is a new thing that I'm adding because I've seen it happen many times. So this bullish divergence usually tells you on the cycle of the Stokes that you're in, you will make a high higher than this high. Let's find out if this is true. I'm open-minded, and you can see I always have my back, never have my back turned to the bears. Is this a possible head and shoulder that could dump us to the downside? Always stay ready, baby. Always. No matter how bullish I feel, I always have a short in the back of my mind just in case. All right? And look, you even got this upward trend line here now that we'll have to deal with, right? Bitcoin. What I like is, see, this is a POC. Look, it's all about the POC. Bulls get above. We can move. So look at a big deal this is. Look what a big deal that is at 20,000. I mean, it's insane, right? So that, and what number is that exactly? Yeah, it should. I think the POC is there. Yeah. Is it given at 20,176? 20,232. All right. And what's significant about this is if we flip to the weekly, all right, you can see that I keep talking about this area right here. And it's where these two candles closed. And this is why it's been substantial. And you'd be surprised how big weekly, like any two candles close near each other on the weekly, it's a substantial support and resistance area. You know what I mean? You go to Bookmap real quick for you, just a flash to Bookmap here. If we look to Bookmap and we see it, you can check it that it's starting to rise up here. You can see the heat is headed higher. So with the heat headed higher, it's telling you something, right? I mean, you got the heat right here headed further up into the move. That's telling you that the liquidity wants to rise up into that into that zone, into right into that area there. So that heat map moving the price up into the zone, the inducement, making the shorts think to open more shorts with that head and shoulder pattern, perfectly positioned, but then induce the liquidity up and right and begin to liquidate. That's what they do. They're going to liquidate you at every step of the way. 22,000 in shorts just got liquidated, 19 accounts, bang, bang, bang. And you can see the heat map pulling us into 20,500 possibly there with 500 to 600 Bitcoins being sold in the region of 20,400 and 20,005. Shout out to all the moderators in the house. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Gregory the Sniper, Jamie, DJ Porter Rock, and everybody here. DJ Porter Rock. I always think of like Jammin' 94.5. DJ Porter Rock in the house. Baltazar, DJ Baltazar, Jammin' 94.5. Hello and welcome to Movie Phone. Please press the 3 letters of the movie you would like to see now. You have selected cryptolifer. Can we get a macro look at the CASPER network, please? Interesting. It's going to take some time. I have to put that to the back end. Moderators will write that down, and that's something I will jump into, but not right now. There's just too much going on in the bigger market, but we will jump into that. Thank you for getting into that. Appreciate you. Okay. So I just wanted to show the daily. I also want to talk about the weekly, how the weekly is a little overbought and chances of a massive dump. However, I've talked about this anomaly here where the weekly was high, very similar to where it is now, came down, made a double top, and this was actually where we saw the most gains almost ever in history, like between this blue line and this blue line, which is just this area on the weekly, and we had massive move. So could we come up and have a massive move? That's very possible. So I know people don't realize that's possible because they've never seen it, back tested it, or have any type of thought process about that behavior. That's crazy. That's an anomaly. That's why and I realize that's why you come to a YouTube channel of a guy that's been doing it for 5 to 7 years straight, and comes out every single day and is obsessed, because you're going to figure out things that you could get you right, basically could get you in the back when you're not paying attention. Things that you would never have thought about. Things that I would never have thought about till I saw it. So one day I was like, oh, I'm shorting that. And the whole market, thank God I wasn't. I had drawn this pattern, and that's why TA will leave you. I had been drawing this pattern for months before that and been waiting for the measured move, right? If you go to my channel if you can bring up the day, Sean, I don't know if you could find it, but if you could find like June, anywhere between June 6th, June 20th and June and July of 2020, if you can find one live stream, and you'll see me making this pattern before it even happens. You even see me making this inverted head and shoulder here, because I just see the pattern, and the pattern. So it was a pandemic, black swan, but at the end of the day, it still made it inverted that broke to the upside. You know what I mean? And then once we actually broke this down, people that were looking at what I was seeing, we were like, well, that looks like a retest of the upper trend line. Like, it broke out and it was a classic retest, and we were gone. You buy the retest and you were gone. And you can see how beautiful that played out for Bitcoin, to the measured move and more to the upside. So again, simple technical analysis really got us where we needed to be with Bitcoin. And all I had to do was keep it simple and do what I do every day. And I was like a genius who nailed it. Like, people watch my channel and I'm talking about Bitcoin, 5,000, 6,000 this whole way, and I'm calling 30K Bitcoin because there was a 78% chance I was going to be right based on the pattern. I keep it real simple. See, the ability to be complex yet simple is key. And I keep it as simple as humanly possible at times because it is a complex game, but if you strip it down and see it for what it is, it's just like a mechanic. A car engine looks complex. Computers look complex to people that don't know them, but when you look at them, it's like motherboard, graphics card, right? They plug into the power source. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, fans to cool it off. A CPU goes in the middle of the motherboard. You need to cool that with a, cooling, air-cooled radiator, boom, put that to the top, and then boom. And then you need a hard drive, which now like come on the motherboard and you just like slide it into place with solid state. And so you got your hard drive, you got your CPU, you got your GPU, you got some fans. Done. We don't need disk space anymore. We don't need a hard drive. So and I'm looking at Marv right now. Talking about you, Marv. Look at Marv getting all happy and excited. I know, Marv. I know. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being here. So we're going to keep kicking it with Bitcoin. So I just want to show you, you could see a massive pump for Bitcoin even though the weekly is hot. I keep showing the 2-week, which really wants to make a big move. And every time the 2-week is doing damage, the damage of the 2-week, And honestly, I want to break something down. I got so much to talk about when it breaks. It's just so weird. You think every day I would run out of things to talk about for Bitcoin, but it just never happens. It never happens. There's always another story. You know what I mean? So here you got a bit of a swing down here on the 2-week. What are you doing to me over here? And how interesting is this? That's bullish divergence on the 2-week chart. When you see bullish divergence on a very high time frame, it's like very likely to play out. You know what I mean? And that's telling you that that's your bottom right there. The candle's close. See, we maybe capitulated, wicked, but I haven't seen anyone talk about this. This needs to be clipped out, team. This has to be clipped out. Major thing that I see nobody talking about. Hi, I'm the cryptolifer. My name is Sam Price, cryptolifer, and I'm going over bullish divergence on the 2-week chart. And you got the stochastics RSI, which has made a bullish move. And if we double click on it and look at the screen, you can see it's now made a bullish cross to the upside 2-week chart. Also look at a shoulder, a head, and a bit of a shoulder, even inside the stochastics RSI. Quite interesting to me. We see the MACD attempting to make a bit of a turn here. Blue line approaching with the pink showing the lighter red area. Okay. We did get above a BOC here, which we never really came to. We're dealing with this. We get above this. We're going to have to go to the next bump that has any bit of liquidity. And that takes you to about $38,000 on the 2-week chart when you just look at the 2-week. And you can see there's really no resistance in here until we get to about there. At about 31,000, you could call these wicks, possibly 28,000. But there's just the 2-week chart could just rip right back to the upside like an inverted Bart Simpson heading away. That bullish divergence is very interesting to me. I have not seen it because it hasn't really been truly confirmed until the pump yesterday. This is a pretty big deal. This could potentially, bullish divergence makes you get potentially gives you a higher high. It would put us above at least this 2 big candle stem here, this tweezer top stem to the upside here. And I'm not guaranteeing anything. All right. We could also be making a horrible bear pennant here, and we could be dumping to the downside. I'm open-minded to anything at any given moment in time, and that measured move would take you down to here to about $8,000 and maybe even lower. 6,500, or a bounce off the 200 SMA on the 2-week. These are possibilities you must keep in hand. However, I trade divergence very, 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 very hard. I'm if anything I use more, it's divergence. I also see this swing up to swing up, and I'm getting a bit of a swing down here, and that is hidden bullish divergence here on the Bitcoin 2-week chart. These are just some really interesting things that I haven't heard any person talk about. Also, we're looking for the tight moving averages. If the price action just pumps up enough, it'll pull the 200 up to here, right? The 21 will come down, and what we want to see is the 21 touching price action. If we look at the weekly, right, 21 never really crosses it comes to the 200 and dumps or crosses right off of it, and basically it usually bumps off of it to the upside. So I'm looking at this really closely. we are getting across here, you want to see this eventually turn. The good sign about it is this can't pump until the moving averages get tight. Tight moving averages is the beginning of it all. Like, see when the moving averages finally got close together? That's when we knew we finally had a bit of a bottom and we kind of got out of the zone. How many people have seen the 800-day moving average thing that I've been talking about recently? Anybody? How many people here on the charts have seen the 800-day? I'm jumping back into the comment section here. I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know what you're all doing. I want to interact with each and every one of you. That's why I do this show. I'm a social being that loves the love and loves to be in like a quilt with everybody connected. And the show makes me feel that way so much. I close my eyes because it's my dream, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you think I'm a fruitcake, I apologize, but I just love being in the love. Like, I love being part of something beautiful, and you all have created something really amazing for me to show up to every single day, and I'm so, so humble and greatly appreciative of it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. The words really, there's no words that could express the true gratitude I feel getting to show up every day and talking about crypto and going over Bitcoin and making amazing calls. Sammy Coupled Handy to the upside. Last time I saw a guy make a call like that, it was 1971. It was Peter. No. You're amazing on the weekly. Good morning. cryptolifer, what does the huge daily volume candle with minimum price action mean? You are fire, Sam, for sure. I think you look into it too much. I don't look into stuff like that too much. I got my own game. My game that tells me not to really get too deep into that. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. To me, my mind would say, and someone would say I'm rude, that you're like getting too deep and you need to just kind of zoom out a little bit. But again, you would look at me and be like, how dare you, you know? But that's just, I don't look at that. I get into things before volume comes. I don't stress the volume too much. I look at divergences more than anything else. And I'm showing you the big divergence on the 2-week. Divergence on the 2-week chart is just rare. I've never really seen it. It's on the weekly too, right here. It's just rare to see divergence on the weekly chart. The last time we really could even somewhat have called it was somewhat right here. All right. Do we ever get it here on our bottoms? And we got, look, the last time we got what I would even consider a weekly divergence was this, which is like kind of flat, and this one rode up a little bit. And that is a weekly bullish. It's like a class B or C weekly bullish divergence. I mean, that's interesting. Very, very interesting, right? So, as we break it down, 21 getting close to the 200 is usually a big signal of something interesting happening too on the weekly chart, you know. So, some fireworks here, some reasons to think, and some anomalies that we also have covered. I also talked about how the 3-day chart was bullish, but no one else was really discussing it. And the 3-day chart, look, and we could also just be, see, we're going to be in this bigger channel, which I finally kind of identify, which I didn't even notice before. Up, down, and this could just continue, and then we could dump. So, like, we could get all the way up here to about 22,000, and it could mean nothing, everyone. So just, here's the bearish, bullish scenario. That, like, this is all we're in. A bigger flag, and we don't make higher highs, and we don't break it up. And that's why it's all about support and resistance. You know, so our first area to get above, as you can see, our next big chunk here, 20, you know, is to get it to 22,500, and then to get above 24,005 and 25K. So, like, those are our two big areas of support and resistance, and then we even have a high volume node to deal with at 21,350. All right, we get above those, and things could really change for us. We could get a bit of a move. So that's just what we're looking at. And look at the 3-day, making a bullish cross right there, about to pump hard. So the whole idea is, can we get back above the zone? Can we make bigger moves? And that is our question of the day for Bitcoin, all right? So we have this bigger group that I just made that I'm going to disappear on, right? And remember, we have our old group that I had going, which is our daily. So let's zoom back into our daily. But I just wanted to take you on a walk into the future, into the 2-week and the weekly, and kind of give you a bigger picture of what we're looking at, all right? So you could kind of feel, so you could feel comfortable. You get a bit of a feeling there, right? Okay, so now let's break it down. Now the daily still has gas and looks very bullish to me, like a move to the upside. Lack of bearish momentum on the MACD, which I brought up yesterday with the bullish divergence on the daily. Now we got bullish divergence on the daily too, which is funny. It came out of nowhere. Like, usually it takes some, like, I mean, I was like, oh my God. And it happened with that capitulation. We needed that wick down. If we didn't get the wick down, we would not have gotten bullish divergence. This is very interesting to me. Very, very interesting. all right? And right now, we really just need to defend 20K. And just see this node sticking out, and really this chunk. The last piece of the chunk is like 19,850. I just want to see in this whole area. So I just don't want to see Bitcoin. If we do break down, I don't want to see Bitcoin going lower than this area here. I just don't. We go lower than there, bearish retest, and it changes the story, kind of negates some of the bullish divergence, and like we start changing the narrative. So it's crucial that we continue to the upside. So I've given you the weekly. I'm also going to show you right now the total market cap. I'm looking at Doge. I called the move for Doge. It's up like 3, maybe 4% since I called it 3.5%. It was trending on Twitter. So, and I saw a falling wedge with hidden bullish divergence. It was really simple. It wasn't like rocket science. You know what I mean? And it's not up huge, but it could continue. It broke a high volume node, and usually when you do that, you get up to this liquidity zone. So Doge looks nice to me, and it's already up. You're about to get a golden cross on the 4 hour as you see the 50 coming for the 200. Some interesting things occurring here for Doge, and it's trending on Twitter for whatever reason. So you do whatever makes you happy. But Doge was on my radar, and it made tiny little bits of gains, but it was there. All right. My whole team was all over Fly. We were talking about Fly over and over again. I don't know if I posted Fly exactly, though, so I don't want to take exact credit for it. You know, I'm pretty a man of my word there. But tight moving averages, the 200 came, right? We saw the 21 bounce. That's what we're seeing for Bitcoin. Similar idea. You saw a lack of bullish momentum as it was like these hills were pretty flat. You could see that, even though the MACD came down. And no real strong divergence. I personally didn't trade this, but it got a pump of 119% gains. And honestly, now we can look at it, flip it into the 15, and just, bit of a shoulder head, possible shoulder forming now. You do have this flag, which is scrumptious. Could it continue to the upside? There's your move there. The 15-minute wants to pump. If Bitcoin gets the move and continues to short squeeze, you'll see some little coins continue to fly. There could be 35% more coming out of this. It's very high risk at this point, I have to say. All right, but there's a chance. If we come back here in an hour and a half and this thing's up 30%, there's a chance, you know what I mean? But be careful, all right? And always trade lightly. Always use the stop loss. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as such. All right, please get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. All right, we'll take a look at the DXY. We'll take a look at the ES1. All right, we have a bunch of things to break down. All right, one thing I want to look at right now is the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. Let's break it down. So you can see we have resistance right here at $938 billion. We hit it, 940. Couldn't get above it. You can see a high volume node, a POC now for the total market cap. So remember, people make a lot of things, but the POC for the total market cap is important. I've been watching this inverted head and shoulder for a while here. Measured move would take us back to $1.38 trillion. What a blessing it would be. All right. Bit of a cup with a handle here as such. Let's zoom out to see the bigger picture. It's this giant falling wedge. I even have some divergence there possibly on the bigger time frames. Look at the daily. Wanting to make a move, I mean, that's better than the daily being up there, I'll tell you that. And the bullish divergence is also here on the total market cap as this swings up, and that was swinging down. So let me zoom in for you. I know it's a bit messy. I apologize. I just go over a lot of charts, and I got a lot of things to break down and a lot of different time frames that each convey different messages. But look, I'm looking at this falling wedge that wants to break to the upside with bullish divergence, and that's usually a pretty good sign. You're going to get a move at least back up here. We break this POC. And as you know, the VRVP very well, if you've been watching me for a while, we're likely to come up here and to test 1.25 trillion and break back above the $1 trillion region. We also, in my humble opinion, have what to me resembles a double bottom with a higher bottom here, but that's a double bottom there with a bit of a higher high, higher low. These are some bullish signs. I mean, these are fundamentally bullish signs. Like if you were teaching someone bullish fundamentals, you'd be like, you look for falling wedges with a higher low, be like you'd look for price action to break above the POC. If it does, be like inside of a falling wedge, break it to the upside. Be like you're looking for bullish divergence with the MACD turning, And again, this all could get rejected. The thing is, we're gonna watch local support and resistance on Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin can't get back above this level and we start to break down, like this could just be a dump to the downside, and this whole thing could be a story. Like if we don't get above this high volume node right here, and we just trickle down and we try and we bearishly retest, we end up down. So I want to make everyone clear here. I'm not a bear and I'm not a bull. I look at the markets. Yesterday, I made a great call for Bitcoin. Today, let's see what happens. It's every single day. It's one step at a time. You do not get accolades for your call last night. Today is a new day. So what? We woke up to gains. It's great. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be rude. We made gains, like my whole team. Because no, I'm not. We have my team made gains too. Look at this Filecoin. Made a beautiful double bottom. Banged on you. Actually, probably more than if you make that longer from when I first put it out. Looks like it's actually you're fine. Yeah, be safe. Up 9%, but it went lower and for a possible gain of like 16, 18. DAPT was on our radar. Falling wedge, right? Had the move. Measured move. It popped up 32.2% gain and bounced right off the zone with the hidden bullish divergence. At 3 in the morning, it was posted. Within about 24 hours, 26 hours, it was up 32%. Shout out to the Lifer team. Polex in a beautiful falling wedge. It would eventually break out of that wedge for 12.6%. We'll take a look at that again, too, in a second. DC, which everyone was kind of looking at, was hot. Came up, made a nice little move, right? And this is Doge Chain, which was, Doge was pumping. Doge Chain, smaller coin on KuCoin. You put 2 and 2 together, right? 21.1% gains. And then Cat Cambria. Who could have thought? Of course, we play Cambria a lot. Back and forth. Beautiful wedge. Called the exact zone of the move. This thing would bang on you to the upside. Shout out to anyone that may or may not have watched for Cat. And this thing made gains of 37.22% gains. Bang, bang, bang. So this all happened yesterday as we kind of raked in where we were. And I just try to take, a count of what's happening. All right. Everyone, I do teach class today. I don't mean to heart, but I just know that some people are on the brink of doing it. And the more I say it, the more I talk about it, the more I get someone to do the right thing. And again, yes, it makes me money. But again, I'm going to become a billionaire. Whether you send $60 or not, $100 or not, whatever happens, I'm going to make it to, I know it. This is my goal in life, and I know you can achieve your goals because I've done them now. I dreamed about this channel. I made this little logo with the guy, the little astronaut dude. And I said, one day I'll have a channel. One day I'll live stream. And here I am. This was a dream. I was sitting at work with a dream. I was watching YouTube, and I thought, hey, maybe I could do this one day. So if you live in the dream that you live now, then of course I'm going to live in my next dreams. And my next dreams are, traveling the world, meeting more people, creating a multi-billion-dollar business, having a blast, enjoying my life, trading, finding coins, 100xing, blasting through crypto, watching Bitcoin achieve greatness in the next 10 years, being a part of the run. I just, I have a great, from 40 to 50, I'm going to go on a wonderful run. My next 10 years I have planned out. They're going to be great. And I'm excited for each and every single day. And if you want to come with me, then I'm excited for each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. So let's do it, baby. Let's go all the way to the top. So I teach class, all right? Back to the beginning of all this. I teach class today at 3 to 5. I teach class today from 3 to 5, all right? Shout out to Gregory the Sniper as he sniped that guy right out of there. Shout out to Love Learning, Sean Aaron, and everybody here. Email cryptolifers@gmail to jump on into class because it's too late to sign up with the link. Email cryptolifers@gmail. It's $60 if you join the trading group. It's $100 if you're not in the trading group. All right, so you get a discount if you decide to jump in to the trading group. Okay? And remember, right off the bat at the beginning of the live, first thing we talked about was, could this be a head and shoulder pattern and could be done, right? So right off the bat, we went for what could take us out. Right? We didn't want to be all bullish. We don't want to be all bearish. However, divergence is key. And I showed you a lot of divergence today that I didn't even know I was going to show you. The 2-week, I hadn't seen any of that before. You all saw it with me together. When do you teach class and how much are they? I teach class from 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, every single Tuesday. It's 2.5 hours from 3 to 5:30. Jump on in. And then I teach it the last Saturday of every month. I finally get it down now. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Alex Smart, the class is every Tuesday. Exactly. Want to share TA and trade live streams, but I don't want the world to see my face. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. So, see, I had to put myself forward and do what I had to do, So you put yourself out there and you see what the world does to respond, To me, my class is pretty advanced. Like, if you haven't learned my style yet, You really need to take. We're gonna change the name from the beginner's course today. We're gonna change the name. What should it be called? Moderators, what should the name of the class be called? You guys know it better than me. A lot of you have taken it more than once. Renair's taken it like 5 times, 4 or 5 times. So just let me know what you guys think it should be called. And I'm going to take all thoughts into consideration. So right now, we're going to break down Bitcoin. Okay. And so what's happening right now is we pumped beautifully. Okay. So let's get back to my big dog. All right. Back the music stopped, and I was like, whoa. Let's bring back the music. Because we're about to show you what I believe is going to happen today now. So I taught a lot. We went over a lot. In the last 40 minutes, it was really a divergence class, if you think about it, right? And I showed you divergence on big time frames. And I showed you big time frames. I wasn't able to dive into the weekly, the 2-week chart until I had been trading for a long time, years. The fact that you're getting to see these big charts and kind of see how they work and understand them is a huge advantage you're getting. Because it took me a long time to use bigger charts. Because, no one showed them to me like that. Everyone was trading the 4-hour and the 15 like around me. No one was like, oh, I got the weekly now, So you could say, look, we've already done something similar before. If we go back in the past, I just want to because I want to show everyone we get our hopes up, right? We use the replay tool and we go back in time. We had a beautiful falling wedge and we take away this, right? We had this beautiful falling wedge and we were all like, yeah, we're all at 22K. This is amazing. And we gave it all back. However, what this did do was create a divergence, which was amazing. Okay. I have to say, it did create a good divergence. So it's almost like you can't understand why God's pushing, I love this thing that I say now, but I say, I asked God for strength and he gave me more problems to make me stronger. Whoa. Sideways, who's Ralph Smart? The cat down the road. But you know what I'm saying? I asked God for strength and he gave me more problems to make me stronger. I say that every day now to myself. I whisper it in the morning. I say, I asked God for strength. He gave me more problems to make me stronger. And now I realize when I thought God had abandoned me, he wasn't abandoning me. He was making me a hardcore, soldier of God. He was sharpening my sword. But at the time, I thought he had left me. I thought he was putting so much in my plate that I couldn't handle it. I said, God, why are you doing this to me? Insane, the metamorphosis I've gone through with cryptocurrency. All right. So listen, when we zoom out to the 2-week and the bigger time frames, right? We are above this POC right here. You see that? It's a good sign. It's a really good sign. You see this candle above the POC, which was 19,800, 900 actually. We stay above that POC, we're in pretty good shape. So just remember that. Write that down and keep that in your hat. Okay? Now let's go into the smaller time frames. We've done what we had to do, right? We look at our big range, and I'm sorry I'm being thorough, and it may be boring at times, and we are going to get to the altcoins, and we are going to get to other stuff, I promise. I got to be thorough. After a pump like this, I have to be thorough, and there's things I see on the 2-week chart that I hadn't seen before, and for me, I have to be honest for everyone. I love you all, but I do a lot of this charting for myself. If I didn't have a show, I would be meticulously doing these things alone. I get a lot of joy out of it. Some people find it strange and creepy. I absolutely love it, playing around with the charts and these ideas, okay? So look, right here, and you're gonna break down local, and we're gonna dissect this like a doctor does surgery, and we're gonna do surgery right now to the chart, all right? Might be a dumb question, but if I sign up and can't make the class, is it available to watch whenever? It is. We do give you a copy of it. So if you do sign up and you can't make the class, we do give you a copy of it, and we would honor your fee in at any moment, any week that you have the ability, or a Saturday class, you're willing to jump in anytime that you want. So just something to think about, okay? We are coming out with an advanced course next week. Coming out with an advanced course to add. So if you've taken the other courses, everyone's asking, when's the next one? We're going to come out with something. So look, TWEEZER topping on the 4-hour time frame, getting very overbought. Not a good look for Bitcoin, right? And so let's go back to the zones and let's talk about the zone that we're dealing with right here. So we've TWEEZEred into this a few times. Resistance came up, fell through, resistance, resistance, resistance. This is an area that we have a little trouble with. It's the end of the volume node. However, because we broke this POC right now, I would just expect either a bounce off of it. This is like it's the most probable story in the world, but this right here. And then we head to about 21,500 because the support and control. We break this, we head back to here. It's a really simple story, and it's going to play out either way, right? How did we get here? Well, we'll break it down in a split second, but so I do see, so this is just the interesting concepts that I'm breaking down here. All right. Now, this all occurred when we found this channel here, right? So crazy now when you see it all. And we go to the 15-minute. I found this and projected this pattern basically before it even started. When it was right around here, I started projecting this, and I nailed it. Sometimes your brain, your subconscious, listen, check this out. Forget who I am, but just look at me like a human, and I'm going to tell you a story. All right? So watch this. This is crazy, and it's not going to take long. It's going to take a minute. So it's okay. And then we're going to get to the altcoins. Don't worry. Who wants the altcoins so bad they can't take it? Who loves the teaching but just wants alts so bad right now? They just want to look at alts all day long. Who's like, I just need the alts, man. Everyone, I got a huge issue. I think we got a new group of people here today. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's the lackluster energy of the bear market. We hit Bitcoin last night beautifully. We called it absolutely beautifully. We did not open shorts up. I wasn't like, I'm shorting the market. I was long. I called the long. I called the divergence. I said it over and over again. I called the Sammy Cup and Hattie to the upside, for crying out loud. Like, I hit my signature call. Everything played out the way it was supposed to play out for me yesterday. Hit the like button. Come on now. Like, the fact that we have 655 people, 358 likes, and I don't like talking about the like button, but the average group of people we had here would just easily hit the like button. I think we have a new group of people. I got a dance for you. You want me to, I dress up, I wear a suit. What else do you want? But it really changes the game. You can get 1,000 people here on the live. Like yesterday, we had 850 people because the people that were here decided that it was a cool thing to do the right thing. And I gotta harp on you to do the right thing. It's the right thing to do. And I greatly appreciate it if you do it. It really helps me find other people that need help. There's a lot of people getting wrecked trading leverage right now. There's a lot of people that don't know what divergence is. There's a lot of people that don't know how to read Bookmap. They don't know liquidity. They're in here right now about to get rolled over, and they have no clue how to stop it from happening. I can teach them. I can save them. I can help them with so much knowledge. It's ridiculous, but I can't do it if you don't hit that like button. So I can show up every day and give every single thing I have, but you have to help me give everything I have too. Like, it's on y'all. It's on the world. It's on the love of the world. I believe there's so much love in this room that we will not be denied, and we'll get up to 800 likes like we did yesterday. I truly believe it. I'm stay humbled. God bless each and every one of you here. And thank you, dear Lord, for the likes that I do have. You know what? I'm blessed for 400 right now. And if that's all I get, dear Lord, thank you so much for the likes that I do have. So grateful and appreciated that even 400 people would give a dang to hit the like button for me. Amen. Appreciate you. All right. So let's get back into Bitcoin and keep it moving. So look, there's a dude. He goes over Bitcoin every single day. All right. And he looks at the charts and puts the same type of sauce on the charts and projects. Over time, we're going to hit. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're going to hit. It's just, you're going to see these types of things. And so yesterday, I saw Sammy cup and handle here to the upside. Everyone's like, you can't put everything in a cup and handle. But like, at the end of the day, the cup and handle gave me the reach because I was able to draw this longer move here and say that we could break out. And then there was a substantial area of resistance here that we couldn't get above, 19,238, 262. And as I showed before, that's weekly resistance that we couldn't get above. And I kept saying, if we can't get back above the weekly at 19,300, it's over. Second we blasted through that, it was as if like a weight had been lifted off my chest right there. This 15, and then the entry was there in this 15-minute candle. We would continue to make beautiful patterns and then continue to move, right? Now Bitcoin is sitting at resistance as we talked about. And it had a beautiful head and shoulder pattern that the shorts wanted to short, and it looks so beautiful. And you can almost say that we did break down, and we're kind of bearishly retesting now. But my mind has seen these symmetrical triangles before, and this is what I see shaping up now, which is pretty nuts, right? But we did drop the bear flag, and there was heavy bearish divergence here. See that? But it almost kind of played out, and we held levels pretty nicely. So right now we have a zone at 19,009, and we have this balance at about 20,100. 20,100 held for whatever reason as we rolled over on the 15-minute time frame. 1 hour is also dumping on us, but it's dumped pretty substantially already. And we have wicks to the upside, which is just a little, which is interesting. However, it is it's a messy pattern. At the end of the day, it is a rising wedge that's breaking to the downside. And you lost this little node sticking out here. And when you lose a node, you're likely to come somewhere to one of these places. So I have, so bearish on the 1 hour time frame right now, but I would have suggested we already would have been dumping, and we've got bought back up twice already, which has been pretty strange. So even though the probability was down, the smaller time frames like the 15 and the 7 minute trying to do some chop, they're holding 20,100 right now. So right now we have support here. See these wicks in this area? You'll call it 20K, 20,100 even actually, and then 19,000. We'll call it 20K, 20,100 and 20K. You can see there's a POC here on the local region, and if we can't get above that, we're likely to head somewhere down into this area, even maybe to this pinched area, but more likely somewhere here at 19,900. I would not want to see us break this new support zone that we've created, okay? And remember, the high volume, and honestly, like I showed you, as long as we stay above that POC on the weekly and the daily, it's a pretty good sign that we could have some fun here. So this is now shaping up to me to be a symmetrical triangle, which is 50-50 break to the upside or to the downside, right? So it takes away a little bit of the edge. And now we can see kind of the measured moves of the pattern. And that would take us, if we do break out, to about 20,004, back to that 20,500 resistance area. Getting above here would be key too, because now we could use this as support, this area here and this area here that we haven't been able to get above, which is my green range. Paying it forward, hitting the damn like button. People out here have no pointing fingers. Heading to the golf course to play in the woods. Cheers all. Shout out to my man, Andrew Simone. Have a good time at the golf course, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. You're the man, dude. God bless you and yours. Shout out to the $36 in chat revenue. Appreciate every one of you as we truck through the bear times. Honestly, been some of the funnest times of my life. I've learned so much. I've met so many beautiful people, and I'm blessed for each and every day that I have alive. If you believe that your life is blessed, then it is. I'm currently tracking the 200 SMA as it relates to the support and resistance as opposed to current price action. Deep enough to make you barf. It's crazy. I love that. I play in the woods too. That's why my hobbies run through the tree stand now. You're funny. Like button. It does good for the soul and brings fortunes to your life. Shout out to Laura Marshall. Thank you so much for the love. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. What's your thoughts about the 200 EMA crossing down below the 800 EMA on the daily time frame? I don't care. I don't look at that, so it wouldn't matter to me, If you don't look at something all the time, then it's not going to give you any substantiability, Send in your super chats for TA and deep dive. Support the Lifer stream. Lifer gives his knowledge 7 days a week to build and teach the Lifer fam worldwide. It's pretty crazy. So this is what we're looking at, a symmetrical triangle with either a break to the upside or to the downside. This is the pattern that I see here. This is the pattern. This is it, man. This is the pattern that I see, my man. And should I go to breakfast or not today? I haven't eaten out in a long time. Should I go to breakfast? I felt like going to breakfast this morning for whatever reason. One of the last nice days, I might be able to eat outside. I shouldn't though. I've been eating at home for like the last couple weeks. It's been nice. So, the 1 hour wants to dump on you. The 4 hour is pretty cooked, as we showed you. Wants to dump on you. And you're at resistance with bearish divergence on the smaller time frames. I mean, you're likely to roll over. Very likely. It's an uphill battle trying along this. But I'll tell you what, anything is possible. So 50-50 shot on the symmetrical. More likely we head down to the bottom here. And if we break down, where is our true area of support and resistance? sad to say, it's back here at 19,100. It's this POC. You know, let's open it up and see if we have something better on the daily. That's what I can't stand. Yeah, I mean, 19,800. So 19,008 is going to be the next area that we would like a bounce from. You break from that, I would short that down to 19,001. We hold that. I would look for consolidation and begin to make a move back to the upside here as the daily will continue to the upside. So I do see a move to the downside right now based on, you know, but honestly, anything is possible. I'd watch this symmetrical triangle. See, the reason why we're accurate here is because right now I wouldn't long this until it broke out on maybe the 7 and retested. Then I would long the retest or the bearish retest here. There's going to be a retest in a smaller time frame that's going to help you. Is everything okay? When you come into the studio, I get nervous. Do you want to wear a Bitcoin tie? But just the Bitcoin tie, nothing else. $333 profit secured. Love my man with the lemon water picture. I love that with the Zen. I love each and every one of you. Everyone that joins, love each and every one of you. Do you take nootropics? I do not take nootropics. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. And right now, the 50-minute suggests a pump to the upside. So it is what it is, but I think I found it, and the 15-minute wants to get a move on, and we see the liquidity here higher than there is there. There's just way more red, 20,005. So it's likely we shred some shorts here, and we pump up into the zone. 20,005 is the measured move with a symmetrical triangle, which uncannily happens a lot on the 15 and the 7-minute time frames when we're looking at these. They coincide a lot with the measured moves and the areas of liquidity on Bookmap. So this is Bookmap that I'm looking at, everybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to not introduce my beautiful friend here. Bookmap. Shout out to the owner, Sachi. I love him. He's a really nice dude. I got to meet him, sit down with him. Shout out to Bruce Pringle. And shout out to Josh, the whole team over there. Really wonderful people. Love working with them. Love being affiliated with Bookmap. And what it's doing is it's aggregating amalgamated data. It's finding out where there's a lot of buys and sells on the order book. It's showing me the book. We call it Bookmap because it's the order book. We call it map because it uses a heat map. So it's the order book heat map, thus Bookmap. All right? Heat map is what? It's just like wearing infrared goggles. It's showing you where the deep, where someone would be deep red. So they're showing you where more people would be, more energy, deep red. So if there's a lot more buys and sells, you're going to be deeper red. This is the amalgamated data on OKX, Bybit, and Binance futures. You also can throw it on Ethereum if you want. You can watch all different instruments. They don't cover tons and tons of coins, but I believe 20, 30 of the main coins. Bitcoin is really all you need. It's the leading indicator. And if you can call Bitcoin pretty well, then you can kind of trade all the other coins. They're leverage tokens as well, the 3S and the 3L tokens. So nootropics have been helping us every morning. Shout out to you, man. I've heard about them sometimes. I think my buddy was telling me the other day. Shout out to the 666 people on the live. That's awesome. 8,000 liquidations right there on the short squeeze. And so that's why, even though the average trader before me, like the trader I was before all this, I would have been like, oh, I'm shorting the 1 hour and the 4 hour because we're going down. And we probably are. Like maybe after this big pump, that's the perfect short. But a lot of people are going to open a short right now and they're going to get rocked and liquidated because they just don't understand the market. And they don't understand liquidity. They don't understand order books. They don't understand the market maker. They don't really understand where they are positioned in the book. You got to kind of understand where you are in the book as well as understand the technical analysis. I combine them all together and form a beautiful marriage between order book and TA, and you see it happen all the time. The average person may have just shorted this head and shoulder pattern. However, I said, no, we must wait. And that's the open-mindedness in me that draws a pattern first and watches to see if the pattern can go into fruition before I decide to just jump on in. My trading style will teach you patience. Will teach you how to stay calm. Will teach you when I appear out of nowhere. Okay? So shout out to each and every one of you for being here. I greatly, greatly appreciate you all. Thank you for jumping on in. And Andrew, man, breakfast on me. We banged on him this morning. 100 to you brings me back 1,000%. I'm out, man. That's crazy, man. You're the man, dude. Shout out to you, Andrew. Simone, always blessing me with a $100 super chat. Just bought me lunch and breakfast. You're the man, dude. Thank you so much. Shout out to the 683 people on the live, 493 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. So we accurately predicted Bitcoin yesterday with this cup and handle and this thing, and now we're doing the same system that I use now to kind of wiggle my way in to yet another situation. And again, I don't want to be funny, and I don't try to put a cup and handle on everything, but it is kind of interesting how that's cuppy and that's a bit of a handly. You know, it just a little bit. The measure move, I just gotta mess with myself. It's the same area, right? And I don't need to do that, but it's just interesting. And it is also, look, it's a double bottom, which I just saw for the first time, which does break up to here now. This is interesting. So you see multiple ideas of confluence, bullish confluence. But again, I'll keep that to myself. You know, see, the lifer, that's lifer vision. Lifer vision sees many different ideas, but that's a double bottom. Double bottom's measured move is the middle of the W. I mean, that is a textbook double bottom. I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin so far on the 15-minute time frame. Bigger time frames are nil. And again, here's the deal. You have heavy resistance right here at 20,005. If you can't close a daily or a 4-hour candle above 20,500, expect more downside. Okay, when you join the 99 Lifers Trade Group 99, you receive the beginner's course for $60, says Ma Love Learning. Learn the language of the charts and achieve your dreams. Email cryptolifers@gmail. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. And we have a free crypto boot camp. Don't forget, we have a free crypto boot camp. Learn the kind of learning you get. Learn how I teach. Learn the type of videos that help you get to the next level. That's for free. I always talk about, actually, we don't talk about that enough. Join the Discord. I've pinned it in the comment section. Join the Discord. You will absolutely love it. And I'm telling you right now, you can just get free information. People would charge you $300, $400, $500, $1,000 for what I have in that boot camp. It's all free for you. Jump on in. Take advantage. All right? So you don't even have to give me a penny before I give you everything I got. So jump on in and love it. I made it with love, and I made it for you. All right, MEXC Global. Last thing I want to go over this idea. 17 days left. $25 airdrop. The second you put $500 in. So if you open up a MEXC Global account through my link, number one, you'll get 10% discount on all your fees. So right off the bat, it's going to be cheaper for you to trade, which is going to, you won't get that anywhere else unless through my link. Bang, bang, bang. So right off the bat, MEXC Global 10%. No questions asked. Number two, if you deposit $500, get $25 airdropped. No questions asked. Bang, bang, bang. Right? 5% right off the bat. Now, if you trade that on spot, and I'm not pushing leverage, this is spot trading. You could trade futures if you want, but we're talking about just trading 2,000 on spot. It puts you in the lucky draw. And if we get 100 people to deposit the 5, to use the link, and to trade 2,000 in spot or 10,000 in futures, we will eventually bang on them. And 2 people will be given the ability to be handed 1,000 USDT into their account. So 2 of the 100 people will have that ability. So that's what we're looking at. And that's what's awesome. So they're running it with the cryptolifer. First campaign I ever really ran with an exchange. I'm really excited about it. And I just want to see if 2 people can win. If not, it is what it is. We did our best. So, but it's out here. Let me know. MEXC Global. Why MEXC Global? Because I like ETFs. I do like trading. I like taking advantage of my moves. And you could have made more money on the Bitcoin move by, 15% in 24 hours. That's a beautiful gain, right? So when I put out my call last night, I'm looking at it 15% in 24 hours, right? Short down, right? We didn't call a short at all. Now, these are ETFs, electronically traded funds. Look, they have 5X ETFs too. Bitcoin 5L would have made even more. Bitcoin 4L, which I didn't even know they had. So they have 3L, 5L, and these you can't get liquidated on. It's really just like trading. Now, they are high risk. I'll give it to you, okay? I'll give it to you. And they even have 2L if you don't want to trade 3L and you want to be less risky. So they have 2 to 5L, which I just found out. I didn't even realize till now, which is amazing. So it gives me far more options to trade. I really like MEXC Global for this. Like, honestly, this is what I like to trade, ETFs. And why do I trade ETFs? Because I bought into gold and silver years ago. And then once I learned gold and silver moved up and down and I knew the price really well, I said, well, why don't I trade it? So I started trading gold and silver ETFs, and it's called JNUG. And JNUG is a gold and silver ETF, Direxion ETF Trust, daily gold miners. It used to be 3x shares. Now it's 2x shares. They did drop the leverage, and I traded this for years. I traded JNUG, and then I traded JNUG, and I traded JDST. That's how I know them right off the top of my head. And the JDST would dump on you, right? It was the gold dump. See, it's down 4%. And so it was awesome because you would open up a JNUG trade, pump, it would pump, gold would pump 3% or 1%. I would make 3 or 4%. And this, you're trying to make 3, 5, 6, 7% a day. Sometimes you can make even more depending on the move for gold. Once that got extended, you knew you were going to come back down for a day. You would just flip the next morning and trade JDST. You see what I'm saying? And you just go back and forth on these bullish and bearish ETFs. So I did this exact thing for years. And so I've perfected that way of trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange, on the NASDAQ, and the New York Stock Exchange. I was trading these ETFs for gold all the time. So when I see these 3L and 3S, this is exactly what I did. This was my bread and butter. I was trading 3X shares, and I did it for a long time. So I'm comfortable with it. It makes more sense to me, and it fits into my trading style. So that's why I really like MEXC Global. That's the reason I'm associated with them. That's the real reason that I really wanted to move with them, because of the ETFs. And I'm a heavy ETF trader. I'm not into the leverage thing. I don't want to get liquidated. I don't want to borrow money. I don't want to be put on margin. I don't want to have to pay for my position to be open. I don't want a funding rate, which most people don't even know about. I just don't want to deal with all the nonsense. You see what I'm saying? So, bang. And remember, this is a symmetrical triangle, which means it could break up or down 50% of the time. So you do not have an edge here. It's not like, oh, it's likely to pump. We could eventually just completely dump. We are low on the stochastics in the 15-minute, and most of the time you get a bit of a move here, but I also see it as a bearish retest of this. We bearishly retested. We're bearishly retesting again. Like, we're solidifying that we can't get a candle to close on the 15-minute above 20,250, and we're lower than a point of control. So what happens there, you usually head down to the end of the mountain, right? But low stochastics got me hope. Let's look at the 7-minute. 7 minutes kind of indecisive, but any moment could flip up too and give you that move. Getting above this POC would eventually just get you here because you would break it. So if you get above this, it's likely you head up here. You stay below it, it's likely you head down here. And it's always a moment. That's why it's a point of control, because the second you move from it, it's going to control the price action. That's why it's called a point of control. Such a serious thing here for Bitcoin. So we're going to leave this alone. I didn't know this is where we would be for Bitcoin because we didn't even have this. This wasn't even up until we started the live. And I love the game. I love the hunt for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the MACD, showing lack of bearish momentum and bullish, getting tight. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we went sideways. But remember, so far, we are holding support above 20,000. I love to see him on Max Kaiser, but Max has his own code. Coffee and determination gets me every morning. Lion's Mane also has lots of benefits for brain health and neurogenesis. Thank you so much for saying that. I got it around. Where is my Lion's Mane? It's around here somewhere. I'm going to bring it back. I saw it just the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start taking my Lion's Mane again. Get me moving. Max is on the list, though. Yep. Sam knows what's up. Shout out to Emery Thompson, my man. And shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Andrew Simone, who constantly, he's like holding up my super chats, man. You're amazing. $118 in super chats. $100 from Andrew. You're the man, dude. He's proven that you can make money any single day. Join a trading group. Get the knowledge. Get situated. Bang, bang, bang. So funny, I put out a tweet, right? And I said, should Do Kwon go to jail? I honestly don't want anyone to go to jail for any reason. So I just put that out. And then someone just wrote me this rant. If you're cheering for Do Kwon to be arrested, it's so weird. It's like, people are so I'm such a, just a chill dude. And when you put yourself on the internet, people just I'm not into a savage, people that read stuff and just go insane. I'm just a chill dude asking a question. the fact that I would get DM'd, and that's why I can't read my DMs anymore. My wife has to keep them away from me because like people attack me over little tiny things and it's out of control. And it takes away my focus, and my focus is Bitcoin. Like all I need to know is whether this is going up or down and then how to make money because of that. Anything else a waste of my time. And that's why most of these people that DM and write this nonsense, they're just distracting me from the students that really want to learn and make it to the top. So if you're out there playing games, just know that I love you and I appreciate you, but I have no idea why you got to be so weird, so crazy with me. You know what I mean? And anyway, I shouldn't even say that. I just, you know what? Talk to my PR team soon. No one's going to be able to DM me soon because people are ruining it. I was nice, but like, I can't, like, I'm going to have to close my life off to the public because people are abusing their privilege with talking to me. And I have to eventually just say, you know what? Because it's taking away, again, my focus from the group. And it actually doesn't take away my focus. I see that it's going to take away and I don't respond. So what my whole point of the story is I don't let it take away my focus. So I'm not going to, and so if you DM me and I don't respond, please understand, don't take it personal. It's because so many people have ruined it for you because I've been lambasted and attacked and just DMs that waste my time, and I don't have the time. You know what I mean? I don't have the time. All right. So I just want to say I apologize to anyone that has really DM'd me and would like a real message. My wife does read them, and if she sees someone that really wants a message, she's like, hey, go talk to this person. They're awesome. They support you. So we do find you through the grapevine. Don't worry. We'll get it. But just know that I'm not, and if you're a hater and you're writing me long hatred emails and stuff, no, I don't read them. I don't see them. So if you write them, I'm never going to see them. My whole team's just going to delete them, and I'm never going to. And I don't get a lot of them. I just want to make it clear. I don't get a lot of them. And I could even blast the person that wrote this to me right now, but I'm going to be nice and not do that. But I could do it, but I'm not going to because I have respect for myself. All right. And clowning someone else and making someone feel bad does nothing for me or anyone else. So look, this does want to dump now. We're breaking it to the downside here. Bit of a kind of a shoulder, head and a shoulder there, messy, or a bit of an M there too. You couldn't get above this level. And look, we broke what? The POC. We were right above it a second ago on the 5, but we broke below it. And once you break below POC, and unless we can hold this trend line, unless we decide to hold this trend, it could open it up a little bit and make it perfect. To me, it's kind of like we already broke it. And so there's the short. You broke the POC. All right. You got a level here to watch, but you're slipping now to the downside. Do you open up a short right now? Would I open up a short? I mean, you're kind of exhausted on the 1 hour. In my mind, the short is right there at about 20,300, like exactly 400 area right when we wicked up here. You know what they say, lifer. If you don't have haters, you ain't doing it right. You're the hardest working worker and teacher. The best TA bar none. Keep up the great work, coach. Thank you for the love, man. That means a lot. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for the love. Shout out to you for the $9.99 Stanford Mine LLC. Almost sends a super chat every day about that. I remember now. Sam, not much time, but stopped it to hit the like button. The man has me busy at work. Watch it tonight. Thank you. Good day to all. Shout out to Tommy G, man. We love you for coming through and saying something nice. May God bless you. I only see shorts. Thank you for getting me out of the 333 super chat. Thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate you. I mean, you never know. Yesterday, I did see you shorting, and I was worried, but I can't tell you what to do, you see? I'm a teacher. It's kind of like this idea. They say this is alien race of Galactic Federation, and they're watching us right now, and they want to help us, but it's like if they come and help us, then they have to be our dads, and they'd rather us kind of learn our own way and figure out kind of what we're doing wrong and right. Now, they may intervene if something gets really too crazy, but they don't want to. They don't want to. And it's kind of the same thing with my students and me. Like, I can't tell anyone what to do. I want them to kind of feel out their way. I post my charts and I show you, hey, I believe this is likely. And I show you the high probability and I say, hey, listen, I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go. Like, I say this every day. I have no clue where Bitcoin's going to go. Like right now, today, I don't know where Bitcoin's going. I have no idea. No idea. Because that would be me thinking and coming up with some random, I think it's going to do this. I think it's going to do that. But I don't know that. See what I'm saying? What I do know is the probability of the stochastics when it's low. The probability of the symmetrical triangle breaking to the downside. The probability of when we lose a POC heading to a lower point of control, or high volume node. Just these are the things that I do know. There was bearish divergence up here. We've been dropping ever since. We've made a shoulder, a head. You can almost call that a shoulder now too. See this shoulder, head, and a shoulder? I didn't see that at first. And the more you look and let your brain just expand, maybe you start to see things you didn't see before, right? Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change, right? So, and if you go by the 1 hour and the 4 hour, the 4 hour says dumpage. Those are tweezer tops in the 4 hour time frame, right? Do we bounce off the 200 day? That's what we're looking for, a bounce off the 200. Beautiful move above the 200. That's how bull markets start. Are we starting a bull market? It's a possibility. That's the coolest thing about being above the right here. I can go and look at any single person in the world and say there's a possibility the bull market's starting right now. And they would not be able to say no to me, even though they could say, well, it's unlikely. But they would have to say, and I would backtest and say, well, every time a bull market started, we closed a 4 hour candle, 2 or 3 above the 200 simple moving average. And someone would have to say, well, that did happen. I get it. Be sure to smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm in the channel. Thank you so much for Crypto Life Changer jumping on in. Shout out to the Blue Crew and everybody jumping on in. CNC Ireland, Gregory the Sniper, Laura Marshall, and everybody here on the live. DJ Porter Rock, Wayne Mustafa, and all my awesome Blue Crew moderators. Thank you so much for being here. Laura Marshall, East Jordan, every single one of y'all having a blast. Feeling the love. I greatly appreciate it. Jamie, my man. Thank you for being here, Jamie. And Andrew, how could I forget you, man, with the $80 super chat. You're the man, dude. God bless you and yours. All right, so sad to say, but it looks like we're taking the dump to the downside here, right? Actually, not the sad to say. There's liquidity either way. That's an M pattern now, too. So you got to short it. Probability says you got to short this. It is what it is. You lost the POC. You're in a symmetrical triangle. You're breaking to the downside. Probability says you must short this to the downside. Measured move will take you to 19,880. Remember, we don't want to break 19,800, 19,009, really. It's a pretty big deal. So 19,800. Why? Because we go to our daily. And we flip to the daily. We can see that that's the point of control. I'm going to be watching that like a hawk today. I want to see our next daily candle close above that. If we can't close above that, expect to short back down to 19,100. Pretty simple. Write that down. And again, don't do anything I do. Just say, hey, if Bitcoin can't get above a POC, it's likely to head down to the next high volume node. That's really what you want to write down. And you want to write down what that POC is just so you have, it's 19,800. And it always is the 8s. Remember that. All right. Let's take a look at ES1. All right, we're still getting a pump here. Again, we got to get above this, 953. That's the point of control on total. You got to know both of these. And see, people don't want to know that after, look, resistance. Getting above this would change our life. That's why I got this. It would be, So really, 950 billion is a big deal. We get back above it, we could grow. We stay below it, we could blow to the downside, The bullish divergence is giving me hope because I haven't seen it in a long time on total market cap and on a time frame this big. That has to be substantial. I've seen it play out many times in my life, so I have to bring it up to you and show you that it's a big deal. Another thing that we look at is the weekly, and we just want to stay above this 200 simple on the weekly. I know I got a lot going on, but that yellow line and this green candle. Make sure the candles stay above this yellow line on the 200 weekly with CBC 5MA DRS or 5MA. Just add 5MA and program the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200, and you'll be ready to go. So this also looks like a double bottom to me and an inverted head and shoulder, like I've been showing on the daily time frame. Are we making the right shoulder right now? It would say we are. Okay. Daily is ready to rock with more momentum. We shall see. If we can't get above previous highs and we roll over on the Stokes, then we're just going to continue to go down. I'll keep you updated day in. See, the thing is, I go over Bitcoin every 5 hours. If you go over Bitcoin every 5 hours, you're eventually going to hit a bunch of coin. You're going to hit trades. It's simple. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of anything. And it's not that hard to be accurate for Bitcoin when you look at it every 5 hours. Think about it. Because you're going to see what levels it's going to bounce off of. You're going to identify the levels. And when it comes to that level, you're going to look for a bounce. If you get the bounce, you're going to be like, well, we got the bounce off the level that we were looking at. All right. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. We take a look at ES1, all right, which is the S&P mini futures. Super important. We've been somewhat correlated. There's a slight miscorrelation going on right now, but I talked about the daily getting a bit of a bounce. I talked about the 4-hour having a bullish divergence. You can see it marked here on the 1-hour. Swing down and swing down here. This is swinging up sharply. Says that we could get a bounce. We did. I said it's crucial we get back above 3,700, right? Because look, and that's just been our resistance point. So that's kind of like the Bitcoin at like 20,100 area. And we're kind of flagging out here. 1 hour's heading lower and about to bounce. Look at the 15-minute. 15-minute wants to move. It's a pretty good sign for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been following the S&P. The S&P bounces and gets above to the next resistance at 3760. So we're going to watch the S&P closely. If this bounces out, look, it's a bit of a double bottom here too. 1, 2. If this can bounce out and not dump, which the 50-minute suggests we pump, this should carry Bitcoin up back to the zone. And so the shorts may not play out as thought. Right as I say that, a green candle marks the bottom. Look at that. Now it's like a descending triangle, though. See that? You be like, but you switch the pattern every 5 seconds, Liver. What the heck? Yep. Because you got to be like Bruce Lee. You got to be like water. You got to be open-minded. You can't be stuck in one pocket in time. You got to be able to play it all. And that's the key. That's what I knew I didn't know when I was a beginner trader. See, my brain has changed. And I didn't realize I had to change my brain to become the best trader or a better trader. And that's really what it was the whole time. And I knew the TA, but my brain wasn't in the right spot. I needed to get my brain in the right spot. I needed to be consistent. I needed to be disciplined. I needed to get myself together, so go out, man, and eat a nice breakfast, take a nap, and you will be brand new. Shout out to Ace PR. Thank you so much for saying that. Do I look like I need a nap? Why does everyone say that? Do I look exhausted? I feel good. I worked out today. You can't be stuck on one view and marry it. Exactly. If you are here, you are smart and care about yourself and your family, and you are learning. This isn't easy. Shout out to Gregory the Sniper, man. Thank you. The rock always loses to the water. Every time, over time, man, right? Persistence beats resistance every single time. Send in your super chats for a TA and deep dive. Support the stream. Lifer gives his knowledge 7 days a week to build and teach the Lifer family worldwide. Yo, just took more fierce. You just look more fierce without the glasses. That's funny. Crispy as usual. Thank you so much. Randy Abraham. You look beautiful. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Nah, you good, bro. Shout out to Rockton Road, Super Chats, ERG, SHIB, Micro, Macro, Casper, Network. All right, so you can see this is now a descending triangle to me, more likely to break to the downside, but it is a 50-50 pattern. Yet again, it does extend the length now because the measured move is a little bigger, right? It might actually lower this one slightly. Yep. Isn't that funny how everything changes, right? But that's how it works. Okay. That's the pattern now. That's a symmetric. That's a descending triangle. Hands down. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Could almost say it's a shoulder with like a head and a shoulder, but it's a little bit of a stretch for me. Amazing how well we're holding 20K. And it's pretty strong right now. Check out XRP. Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you. Cephacali for the 199. Thank you so much. The more streams Sam does every day, the more powerful he looks. You're funny, man. Let's take a look at XRP. TA teacher in a suit and tie. This guy is a pro. Shout out to Laura Marshall. I love you, man. Can you check out DOGE? We teach class today. Whenever I teach class, I like to wear a vest and a tie on Tuesdays. That's my class thing. That's my professor thing every Tuesday. And then for the rest of the week, I just want to keep it pocket square and keep it fly. You know what I mean? And then I like to wear the suit and the tie on Monday because it's Monday morning. It's time to get in. I want to get into that practice, right? Of just that type of thing. I got to go to the dry cleaners today. Please remind me, everyone. I got to go to the dry cleaners. I will forget if someone doesn't remind me. So if you could please remind me, Rodney. Rodney, you can text me, Rodney. Let me know. I got to go to the dry cleaners. And look at the nasty red now about to dump. Descending triangles break to the downside. They're in the bearish patterns. Likely we're dumping, in my humble opinion. We also lost the POC. Remember that. That's a hollow likelihood we're dumping. All right. So I'm going to call a dump on the descending triangle right now and a short. Let's take a look at the shorts and see if there's some wiggle room for gains. And again, not a huge short. I'm just, and again, I showed you the levels that we can't break. So let's take a look at BTC3S. I would love it if the MEXC global charts came up. Oh, they do. There's one right there. So look, it's down in the dumps. So that would be like, you would have to V-shape recovery that. I don't like trading stuff like that, personally. You know, I'd like to get back in the pattern, but 33, look at that. Isn't that crazy? Looks like it's V-shape recovering nicely to the upside. How much was that already? 8% already this morning. And now it's starting to move a little more. See, so the Bitcoin dumps. At least here, there's a little quick 5% gain here on a V-shaped recovery on the short. Doesn't look amazing, though. Tip towards the dry cleaner. Shout out to Tori for the 2 beans. You're so funny. God bless you and yours. Thank you so much. Yeah, spend like, I don't know, $100 in dry cleaning a month, something like that. I mean, so many collared shirts. I got like 40, 50 collared shirts now. And then I just, you know, whenever I'm in a really good mood and things are going great, I buy one more collared shirt for the show just because I want to have like an array of things to wear. I don't want to ever like come out one day and have you guys be like, ah, he wore that before. Like, I don't think I've ever wore this tie and this shirt together. You know what I mean? With this, like, I try to be, there's a few things that I've replicated because I really like how they look, but I try to mix and match. And literally, I have so many things. I think I can always make it different. I do have the Bitcoin tie here. I have the Bitcoin tie. It was pulling my Labradorite, which is interesting, huh? The Bitcoin tie just pulled the Labradorite towards me, which is pretty interesting. Look at that. There it is. There's the essence. See it? I bought this because it was $40 and it had a really good essence. I look for really good essence when I go and I look for my Labradorite. It's not really about the stone or the touch. It's more about the essence. I want to see the type of essence it's got, and it really gets to me. Bitcoin tie, baby. Should be almost on the mic at all times, right? Isn't that funny? Wrap the Bitcoin tie on the mic. Nah, I won't be crazy. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being here. I said it must be 11:40 because I'm getting frisky. You know what I mean? Stocks are resetting for the next leg up. Yep. Hey, Lifer, been watching and listening for a few weeks. With all I've learned from you, spotted inverted head and shoulders on Uni and paper traded for my first winning trade based on TA versus luck. Thank you for mentoring. Hey, man, see, you come here to the live, you paper trade, and you know, that's a beautiful thing that he just did. Would you like a model for the merch? I really want to wear just the tie. Oh, wow. Wow, I'm turning red right now. Speechless. Like, I have an amazing image in my head of just me alone in a room. Shout out to everybody here on the oh my gosh. My face must be bright red right now. Like, I see it. Like, it's just crazy. Like, oh my God. Super chats, ERG and SHIB. This is a child-friendly show. No, but I mean, it seemed like, you know, I mean, I'm just, oh my gosh, I love my life. What a great life. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for being here. I mean, could be the move, I guess. You know, back to the upside here for the short peasy. When I was already a little spent, 4 hour wants to move, so it would be the 4 hour getting gains on the shorts, right? But look, I mean, the 15 minutes spent in a rising wedge, and that could break you down, right? So I'd be careful. Bitcoin's doing something interesting. It's kind of hanging out here. It's hanging out. Honestly, it looks like we're at like an indecision period here. We're just like chilling. I will say the probability's with you because you're below a POC if you feel the short. I feel no need to make a trade at that moment. I'm kind of like, the indecision has me in waiting at the present moment. Yesterday was beautiful. Like, I was like, that's going to move. That looks, you know, yesterday was different. Things looked really lovely. We're getting tighter and tighter. You're going to get a move. The tighter you get in the channel, the more you're going to have a move. Tight moving averages. Everything was there for the gains. You know, I say it funny, but that's true. It was there for the gains, you know. Anyway, moving forward. Moving forward there, boy. Moving forward. What's the biggest gainer of the day is Fly, Uni 3L. Fly, look, kind of went sideways here. We made the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder as we thought possible, but there's still could be interesting. See how it's everything's gonna follow Bitcoin, you know. Interesting. Uni 3L, like just like Bitcoin, it's like, well, you want to pump, but it would take a lot of guts. But this could, you know, that takes a lot of guts right there to jump in right now. On a Tuesday has been getting a Monday vibe recently with false moves and weird, you know, weird things going down. I mean, strong bullish divergence, but to me, it almost like the bearish divergence, but it almost like played out. Like there it was, and then we went sideways instead of out. We're a little too far apart. I'd like them closer together before I open up a bigger trade. It tells me that we probably will Bart Simpson to the downside when you really look at it. So we look at Bitcoin. These are far apart. You're likely to go up. So here, you call a short. I want to make a call. You know what I mean? Like a stone cold call. So honestly, I wouldn't touch the short till the 50-minute resets. So that's my plan here. And honestly, by that time, the 1 hour is going to be a little pushed up. I feel like the short was there. Like the move was made, you know, at 20,004. Like that was the move. And now we're kind of like, you're a little late to the party at this point. You know, even I have to be honest. So, S&P sadly getting rejected by 3,700, which is like a big deal. It's got to get back above 37, in my humble opinion. It really, really does. 15-minute is our saving grace, and so is the 1 hour. But 1 hour still has room to the downside. See that? And we gotten rejected. So that's also bearish for Bitcoin, you know, when you break it down. Just watching to see if we break 19,008. That would be the short. You know, we break 19,008, that would be the short position, in my humble opinion. We bounce off of it, that would be the long position. So, you know. And look, if you just look at this one too, like just bearish retested, dump to the downside, right? Then you see like, oh, but you're making a fallen wedge. Flag, that could bang, you know? Dumpage. Rising wedges break to the downside. You're overbought. At the end of the day, that's going down, right? I mean, at least to the 200 simple, down to 19,008. I would short down to 19,008. I'm making the call right now. 2 hour looks horrible. Trade the 2 hour down to 19,800. That's my call, and I'm sticking to it. And there we go. All right. So I'm sticking to the short. I don't believe this is the greatest time to get in. It's a little too late. 1 hour and the 15-minute are getting a little extended, right? I would wait for the 15 minutes to possibly reset. But it looks like there's getting a bit of a squeeze, a long squeeze. I should see some long squeeze liquidations now. And we got them. We got them, right? Down to 19,007, see, 19,008. So I see a short to 19,800, everyone. That's the highest probability. I'm going with it. Took me like 2 hours to figure it out. But it is what it is, all right? So I call short on Bitcoin to 1980. If it falls lower than that, then it's going to continue. It might be a really good short. So keep your eyes wary. Stay focused. Good time to take some profits if you were in a long, possibly, you know. XNL, see, and everything could pump on the 15. See, the 15-minute's not done yet, too, so we got to give the 15-minute its due diligence here. We go back to our other chart, which was the Binance chart. And like now that is a falling wedge, you see? See how we shifted from a symmetrical triangle to a descending triangle to a falling wedge, and see how we just kept moving. No, and do it seamlessly, without even thinking about it. That took me years. I never would have been able to do it. I would have been so confusing my own self. I'm like, Sam, but how do you change patterns every 5 seconds? How is this? And I'm like, but this is... So at the end of the day, that's a falling wedge in the 15-minute with oversold stochastic. So if we forget about all the other things going on and we just simplify it, 68% of the time, this is going to break out to 20,400. So I did just call it short, but like this is like... like I said, I wouldn't open up the short when the 15-minute is that high like that. So I'd wait for this 15-minute to come up first, get overbought again, and then the short possibly, you know. So that is an M right there too. And you broke another level. Look, that's a bounce. So you're now below 20,100 now, which was a significant area. So you want to short resistance. So if you still can't get above this, that's a beautiful short down to 19,800. And that's really going to be the move. But they call it trading for a reason, because there's no guarantees. Two beans to check out XRP. I'm going 100x long. My man's going 100x long on XRP. Let's take a look at XRP. It's going to follow Bitcoin, number one. All right, right off the bat. Let's look at our daily time frame. Our daily's kind of cooked. For me personally, I would never go 100x long when the MACD was this high and the RSI was that high. Just wouldn't be a smart move for me personally. Anything could happen. For me, that's high, just way too high risk. I would be going 100x long when the daily was low down here somewhere and the MACD was turning up and we were in a falling wedge. You know, this would make more sense. And look, I'm Sammy Cup and Handy, right? And I would have made this into a inverted head and shoulder, which I think I may have. And honestly, XRP did this. The total market cap looks like this and hasn't broken out of the right shoulder yet. So anyway, need I digress? Right now, let's look at it. You're still in a flag. You're far away from the 21-day moving average, though. The daily usually wants to be touching the 21 before a big impulse. So I'd be careful for that right off the bat. So the daily doesn't look that good to me. All right, right off the bat. 4-hour time frame could make a move. It's in indecision, and it's in a nice flag. All right, that flag could pump on you. There's some hidden bullish divergence going on right here on the 4-hour time frame. So however, look, the 21 and the 200 are very far apart. It's usually not a good sign for me either. If they do pump, it usually makes an M pattern or some type of bearish divergence. The 1-hour time frame suggests a move right now. It wants to flip, right? But it's indecision, and the 15-minute wants to move. Again, it's going to follow Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin does, this is going to do. So Bitcoin makes a big, not perfectly. Like, it's going to make somewhat of a different move. But whatever Bitcoin does, this is generally going to do what it's going to do. So we look at this closely, right? I mean, it's getting tighter and tighter in the channel. Move is coming. If I did play it 100x, which I would never play 100x, I would be getting out like right there or there. Like, I wouldn't play anything bigger than to the move, you know? So yes, the daily's not in our favor. It could be flipped by the smaller time frames. So it's high risk because of the daily, but there's still a chance that XRP could make some making on the beach there. About 32, 33% almost in gains. You got to break above the POC. That would be a crucial level, 49.3 too long above. So there's your XRP in a bit of a nutshell. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Someone asked about Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. We looked at Doge already. Let's take a look at SHIB. XRP was twice, so we got to take care of two with one stone. Okay, let's take a look at SHIB. It's in this giant cup and handle that I've been talking about for a few days. It was low on the daily, and it did get a bounce from the low. Let's talk about it here. So we talked about it when the daily was low here, and it did get a bounce off the 706 right below it. Nice 10%. Nothing. That's kind of whack for a small coin, though. Funny, but it is pretty whack for a small coin. All right. Now, the measured move could take you up, but the daily's getting extended, and you didn't get a lot of move out of it. 3 days getting going. So I'm looking at it on the 3-day chart, which takes like 2 weeks to play out. Lack of bearish momentum. I would watch the 3-day. 3 days putting up a higher low, holding the 706 Fibonacci retracement. But again, it takes patience. Like, I would hold this stop loss somewhere below the 886, right? Somewhere in here. And again, this would take a lot of patience. The 3-day chart says it will play out, though, over time. Again, and you do see a bullish pattern. But that's, to me, every other time frame is kind of in minutia. You do have a higher low here, though. You got a shoulder head and a possible shoulder. But with Bitcoin reckless, everyone kind of in a bit of a funny mood here for alts. I don't know. You're at the top of the channel right now. You're getting overbought on the 4-hour time frame. So you must break out. Retest here would be the best place to long SHIB at 12.25. Really, I'm going to put an alert right there. That's what I've been doing, putting alerts on POCs, because when we get there, and you kind of have to look at the shoulder, a head, and the shoulder. That's interesting. That could break you out to the upside. I'm getting some big signals, but I'm overall bullish for Shiba Inu. I really am. I'd be surprised if we didn't get a move. NKN, an oldie but goodie I like to play. Attempting a higher low here. Slight double bottom. Cup and handle. And there's the S&P taking a massive dump to the downside. It's going to affect Bitcoin for sure. You know. Interesting. Now they're kind of playing differently though. Let's look at the 15. Now they're both getting green off the bottom of the channel. 15-minute could be the savior of the day. Getting the pump. So let's see what happens right now. We're looking at some, you know. It's kind of too close to call for me long or short at the present moment. Like yesterday, I could easily call a long or short. I did have to say you're below the POC. I say the probability is short. So you'd have to play short. But it's only like 60-40. It's not. It doesn't have a bigger edge than normal. Like yesterday, it was 80-20 bull. You know what I mean? Right now, they're closer than they usually are for me. And that's Tuesday. Tuesday's a funky day. You know, specifically with the behavior we've had recently. Tuesday was better, but Sunday into Monday volatility has pushed on to Tuesday now, and Tuesday's been getting influenced by Monday a little bit. It's like two kids that hang out. One's a little reckless and starts acting funky, right? Probability is short. At the end of the day, if you just don't think about it too much, probability is short. You're below a POC. So, like I said, short to 19.8. I'm not going to say another word. I'm done. Short to 19.8 is the call for me personally. I'm done. I'm going to look at whether I want to enter that in a little while. 5-10 minutes when I'm off the live. All right. Yeah, and shorting E3L would be nice. To me, you're already getting, like, you're just close to the end of these shorts at the moment already. It's just not the time to enter the shorts. For me, you don't enter shorts when the 15 minutes oversold. You enter shorts up here, right? So the short kind of played out, but so we bearishly retest, and then we get the nasty move down here. So that's interesting. And then we get a shoulder, a big head, and a big shoulder, and then okay, and that's ETH in a nutshell, and that's what we're gonna short. We're already kind of dumping though. Interesting. You do have significant support and resistance right there. Could get a scalp on the long, right? And then a short back down for the M pattern. I wouldn't open up a short right now with the shorts being that low, though. Just not a good look for me, personally. I would expect to bounce at least before the next dump. We did lose 20,100 though, which is a big deal. That means you're going to 19.8. I have to say you're going to 19.8. You lost the POC. I'm done. I've been on it too much today. I'm gonna have to take a walk after this and like shake my head. I did live stream at 3 in the morning. Been looking at Bitcoin almost too much. Sometimes you have to take you have to take hours away from the chart. To see the chart better, you have to take some time away from the chart. It is what it is. Even if it's 2 to 3 hours, just give yourself a break from the charts. Stargate Finance in this tight channel. It did pump up nicely, came back down, bounced off the POC, bounced up again. So there's been like a lot of just chop trading recently too, though. You know. SuperChat's ERG. We'll take a look at ERG. Been a while since I looked at ERG. Ergo. So we hit it for gains out of that flag. Can't remember where it even is. Oh, way back then, huh? Let's look. So it was in this like beautiful uptrend. Oh wow! So it came all the way back down. So that hype for Cardano, and look at the double top, and then it tanked on the double top. So interesting how things just play out. So you want to pull a Fibonacci here for ERG. We came down to the 706 area. It's interesting. The 706. And here it is in a beautiful falling wedge. That could break to the upside at the 706. ERG. Little funkiness that happened up there, but broke back inside the pattern. Showing signs of life here on the daily time frame. Interesting. And that coincides with the previous resistance area, previous resistance and support. Is ERG ready for another move? It's on the radar now for sure. And it's got like this there to there. Yeah, I guess you could call that it. Yeah, but if you kind of went from here to here, it's almost got a hidden bullish divergence going on in a way. It's interesting. I'd have to like back test that. I've never really, because to me it really should be here. That's really your move, and you would say no, you don't have it. And this was the other move. Yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, I'm gonna call it. But it's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if the algorithm could still kind of identify that as such and play it as such, right? So the daily looks like you could get a punch. You got to push up on the 4 hour, but you couldn't get a move above the resistance area. 1 hour does want to make a bit of a move. 15-minute indecisive. So I get mixed signals again. But that is a falling wedge that breaks up 68% of the time. You're at the 706 Fibonacci level. You would have major resistance here. It's almost better to watch it get above the zone and play it off the 0.5 fib just for a quick scalp here in this zone for ERG, in my humble opinion. It's a safer, less risk trade. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. Let's take a look at ALGO. My man, Kyle Stanfield, asking about Algorand. Let's take a look at ALGO. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me. $143 in chat revenue. You people are unbelievable. Thank you so much for the love. I greatly appreciate it. So ALGO, I've been looking at it in this beautiful flag, right? 4 hours very oversold, wants to pump. Compared to most, this looks pretty nice. So Algorand's in this flag. I've been watching it. Could it go up for 24% gains, break through the POC, battling. It got above this one. It got to the next liquidity zone. If it breaks there, it should come up to the next area. Daily is not in your favor, but could be doing a little flip there. Not too far away for the 21. And the 1 hour is flipping. ALGO does look somewhat bullish to me with tight moving averages. ALGO on my radar for possible gains compared to the rest of the market, and it tends to do its own thing. If Bitcoin could go sideways and just kind of, you know, ALGO can pump. ALGO USDT, all right? And Fly is still just in this channel. Didn't really do much. Kind of went up a little bit. Probably maybe like 6% or something, right? What, like 9% quick. Came back down. Signs of a shoulder head and a shoulder, an M pattern there. And again, it's going to follow funky Bitcoin. So Bitcoin took the dump almost to 19.8 when it went to like 19,009, right? Now it's on the way to 19.8. So that's where it's going to go. It just broke a bigger level, right? So there you go. Here it goes. I called it just in time. You know what I mean? But still, like, the short was right there. Perfect short. I can't call every single move for Bitcoin exactly to the point. I mean, I should. I beat myself up when I don't. I'm like, I should have called that short, that long, this area. I'm like, I should have called every single thing that Bitcoin ever did. And if I didn't, I'm the worst person on earth and I need to go, you know, drink sand for the rest of the day. You know, it's like crazy. But, and there you go, 19,800 as we dump. And ES1 dumping, so you can see the market. And we'll take a look at the dollar index now. Is it fighting up to the upside? Didn't look healthy for Bitcoin, right? So what do we have here? Hoping that could be a head and shoulder pattern, right? Which it really is when you see it. So not a huge, really nothing crazy, not huge pumpage for the dollar. Not like they're going back and forth a little bit. It's more like Bitcoin just took a huge pump. I mean, yeah, you see the dollar getting some green now though, but it's getting overbought in the 1 hour. Likely to hit at least the top of the channel and start to get tight, but that's, I mean, that's a beautiful symmetrical triangle. They are 50-50. They could break up or down. That breaks up, though, that's not going to be good for Bitcoin unless they pump together like they did the other day, yesterday, which is pretty weird. So the dollar index showing signs of a pullback here on the 1 hour and the 15-minute getting rejected by 114.15. But going all the way to 114 yet again. Unbelievable. The dollar just on an insane tear. And it could continue all the way up to 115. 120 is its next big area to watch. Let's take a look at Gods Unchained. Been on my radar recently too. Gods Unchained. Still in a cup and handle. Looking pretty nice to me compared to most of the market. But again, if Bitcoin can't hold its own, forget about any real coin. A few things on KuCoin will still pump. But we must maintain, it's really just better to short when Bitcoin can't handle the zone, right? Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Luna 2, micro macro for CASPER network. All right. Really wasn't trying to deep dive, I guess, but I got to do whatever the people want. So I got to just do what I got to do. Keep my mouth shut. Have a great and blessed day. Thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's take a look at CASPER. Now I'm looking at, there's CASPA and CASPER, two different things. Agreed? This is CASPER, CSPR, right? We've looked at this a few times. $175 million market cap. Let's look at the float, fully diluted, 323. Circulating supply, 6.05 billion. CASPER. Interesting. Where can you find this puppy? Looks like it's on MEXC Global. That's what I saw up here, but currently on MEXC Global. But it doesn't say down here it's on MEXC Global. Gate.io, Huobi, Bithumb, and CoinList Pro, which is interesting. Italian soccer champs AC Milan unveil N8 with Monkey League. Interesting. Let's take a look at what CASPER does and what they think they do. The future proof of blockchain. The CASPER network is a decentralized layer 1 proof of stake blockchain built off CASPER CBC specification. CASPER is designed to accelerate enterprise and developer adoption of blockchain technology today. It evolved to meet the needs of the future. CASPER. Team up with CASPER and become a part of our community. Scale with sacrifice. Easy to use. Thoroughly enterprise grade optimized. Low and predictable cost. Future proof. The team at CASPER Labs has built an essential blockchain. Draper, I like Draper. For real world applications without sacrificing essential components of usability, cost, decentralization, or security. Or you could be like this guy.
We think that there are 4 characteristics of, if we were to pursue a CBDC, it would at a minimum have the following 4 characteristics. First is intermediated. Second is privacy protected. But third is identity verified. So it would not be anonymous. It would not be an anonymous bearer instrument. And fourth is transferable or interoperable. So we would be looking to balance privacy protection with identity verification, which has to be done, of course, in today's traditional banking system as well.
So, see, blockchain. The whole thing about blockchain is anonymity. It's supposed to keep you and your peer-to-peer. Like, it's supposed to keep your transactions private between people. But the thing about it is, the thing about it is, you can't force it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like people want privacy, man. Regardless, people want privacy. And when people want privacy, I think over time they're going to want that more over everything else. But it's so he's saying, like, if we do make a CBDC, then it's going to be basically everyone's going to know exactly what you're doing, where you're at with it, and what's happening. So it's kind of sad because, like, we can't find this happy medium between, keeping the people happy and being called like someone that's trying to do something nefarious. Because anyone who wants to be have their basically anonymity doesn't mean they want to be nefarious, right? Now the sad thing is a lot of nefarious people want anonymity, and there goes the struggle of the back and forth. The government wants programmable crypto attached to your social credit score. Bottom line. Yeah. 100% gains on that short. Thanks, Sammy. $50 closer to making rent. My man, be careful one day at a time, man. If Siri, hey, you did it yourself. I didn't do a dang thing. You made the trade. You just watched my channel. It is what it is, right? And I was a little late on it too. Like I'm usually a little better on that. I wasn't perfect on that. I wish I was even better. I could have been better. All right. Coulda, woulda, shoulda is what it is, man. It is what it is. Right. But you could see how we just eventually slipped on out to the downside. Looks like we could go lower now too, and we may head even further down. The sad thing is when you break a high volume node, you usually head to the bigger liquidity zone, and that heads all the way down here. right? But again, 19,003 is all we need. We made some big gains the last few days. I wish we had held 20K, but we made some big gains. Things have happened. It's time for a pullback. Let's see the levels that we can bounce from for Bitcoin, all right? Just going to look at some levels and then I'm out of here. I am going to have a good breakfast. I am going to take a nap and then I'm going to scan the markets. All right. That's what I'm going to be doing if I'm lucky. But I actually can't because I have to teach class at 3 o'clock too. So class is draining. Class is extensive. I use a lot of energy when I teach class. So look, levels to watch. I mean, it's sad, but right here is our next. We're attempting to hold a big boy zone. But I told you 19.8 is like a horrible area. You do not want to lose, you know. And if we do lose, I guess you got 19.650. Now you're looking at 19.3, you know. And if you look at VPVR, you're looking right here down to 19,000, you know. And now you're back to 8.8 and all that fun stuff. And what sucks about this whole ordeal is you're back below the 200 simple on the 4-hour time frame. So you can just kiss. That's also bearishly engulfing. And honestly, if we had just shorted tweezer tops at the beginning of the live stream, it was that simple. We couldn't get above the POC, so you couldn't close a 4-hour candle above it right here. This candle, it did, but then you wicked. And so tweezer tops below the POC, easy shorts at the downside. And honestly, technically speaking, this short should follow all the way down to here because there's no liquidity here. And so if you break this zone, you're probably going to head all the way to 19,100, and that's the sad thing. We will test 19.8. That'll be the test. We break that. I mean, you know, you have some things around the way, but so this short is likely to head to 19,200. And it's sad because I really don't want to break 19,003 because we know that's the weekly area. So, and I told you not to rejoice. Remember, I was happy at the beginning of the live, but then I said, never rejoice. And honestly, it's kind of simple, right? Hold up a long, wake up in the morning, take your money, open a short, go the other way. Right? If it pumped, then it's going to dump. If you play POCs and levels, then, and look, here we go. We're going to continue down. It's likely we head all the way down here. There's just no liquidity here as Bitcoin begins to dump. So we woke up today, huge move for Bitcoin into a dump for Bitcoin to the downside, right? So what is a dead cat bounce? A dead cat bounce is when it hits the area and bounces right back up, you know? Oh, but usually a dead cat bounce is usually it bounces back up, but it's short-lived. Like it's like a dead cat bounces off the floor, but it's still dead, right? So a dead cat bounce is like it bounces, but it's really just a fake. Like this is like a dead cat. Like it comes up and then it's just the last remainder to suck bulls in before a whole massive dump to the downside. So that could be a dead cat bounce right there, you know. Yeah. Someone asked about NEBLB. No super chat, but I'm being nice enough to look at it real fast. NEBLB BUSD. I don't know if it has a USDT pair, right? So I only have to look at it on BUSD. Wow, it's been on a tear recently. So you're like, dude, all you had to do was know how to play NEBLB and you would have been great. It's funny, I used to play this on the low too when coins would pump. This thing's on a tear and continuing to fly. That's insane. I wish I had been playing NEBLB. Dang, it's up 100% since September 21st. In a week, this thing has been a gem. It was on, hold up. I believe it was on Token Metrics. I believe we saw it. Hold on, NEBLB, because I was like, I never see NEBLB, and then it seemed to come back in the game again. I would have sworn I saw NEBLB. I'm looking through the list of Token Metrics, but I don't see it. I swear I caught my eye recently because I used to trade it, and I was like, oh, NEBLB is back in the game again? Interesting on a flag on the 1 hour as opposed to the rest of the market. And again, it's been doing its own thing, but this 1 hour does look like it wants to pump to the upside. 15 minutes in a flag too. This is interesting. NEBLB for BUSD on Binance, and it's dabbling with this POC. It goes above that, it's going to rip to here. And it's really kind of already playing with the idea that it is somewhat above it or close to it. 18% for NEBLB, possible gains. Interesting. Congrats to anyone in the market. We are the future. Crypto will remain. Shout out to Gregory the Sniper. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. All right. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And if you want to know where Bitcoin's going to continue to go, slap the 7 minute, slap the 5, wow, slap the 1. This is a dump. And why is it a dump? Because when you can't get a target or a flag, right, and you're trying to find a flag, so look, this little bear flag dumped on you. And now we're making another bit of a flag here, right? So I call it short at the last second at like 20,990. I was like, so I did call. Did I call the short? I want to know. What do you guys think? Did I call the short properly? I want to know what you all think. I felt like at the last minute I did call it, but it was I felt like I was late. I could have been better. I should have been just like put the foot down immediately. You know what I mean? Yes, you did, said Vincent Mark. You did. Yes. All right, so you all say I did. You called it, but I saw it coming yesterday. Yes, bro. 60-40. You're funny, man. Yes. Thanks again, Sam. Yes, you did. You're funny. It was hard, but you did. I was looking at the exact same thing when you said it. I'm in 3 down coins. There you go. Don't forget to go to the dry cleaners. Thank you for saying that, because I definitely would have forgotten. I appreciate you saying. I told you someone's got to forget to remind me. Yo, that's so funny you did that. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Sorry I forgot the music for a second. I just got really into what we were doing. I appreciate you all. Had some news too, but it was just, solar-powered Bitcoin miner Aspen Creek raises $8 million despite bear market. It's pretty cool, right? And showing that they're sustainable. FTX wins bid to buy crypto lender Voyager Digital's assets out of bankruptcy. FTX uses bids valued at approximately $1.4 billion, according to Voyager's press release. Later, man, crazy. Sam Bankman-Fried. Some stuff going on behind the scenes there. Cosmos is forging a new atom, starting with interchain security. Cosmos community plans to revamp the way ecosystem blockchains work together with the Cosmos Hub. I always talk about the hub, and I talk about how it connects interoperability between chains, and that's why Atom is the one that you want. I've been holding Atom long-term, and I believe in it as a beautiful project, and I just love Atom. So I've been around Atom, holding Atom since $4 or $5 continuously since I really researched it. I was trading it even earlier than that. Atom, baby. Atom. And then just some news around the blockchain for you that may just kind of keep you interested and coming back for more every day. If we look at what happens here. Catcoin. Meme coin Catcoin is trending. Catcoin, I actually bought it, made a pretty good penny on it. Catcoin is a themed meme coin that is designed after a holder of a host of benefits that other meme coins do not have. The coin is trending due to hype over an upcoming top 10 SEX launch, a centralized exchange. Solana is top trending coin due to onslaught of giveaways being promoted. It's most likely a strategy to retain attention away from AVAX, Ethereum, and ADA. Solana is pushing hard to label itself as an NFT chain. And Powell is trending once again due to his speech today on digital finance. The market seemed to have paid little attention to his topic, didn't touch the economy. Topics were covered with central bank will always be the main source of money. Not the word main, not only. Topics covered were central bank will always be the main source of money. Not the word main, not only, and that there will be no US CBDC for a while. Powell also mentioned that DeFi has a high risk due to lack of transparency. So he mentioned DeFi in his crosshairs. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being here. I got gods on the radar. We looked at Bitcoin. It's continuing to fall. Now there's a pretty nasty dump to the downside. Likely you head all the way down to the high, that low volume node, as I showed you, because that's what happens when you break a high volume node. You head all the way to the next one. It's pretty simple stuff. If you trade this way, you'll be pretty profitable. So likely we're headed down here to the circled area for Bitcoin. All right. And sad to say, given some of the gains back, we do have a stop here. We could bounce at 19,003. I would not want to see us break 19,003. That's that weekly support and resistance. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Every day is a battle. Every day is a struggle. Stay positive every single day. Live in love, and you will achieve your dreams. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I'll see you today. We have class. Remember, last chance to jump into class. You have till like 1 o'clock to jump into class if you really want to. It is at 3 p.m. today. Email cryptolifers@gmail to jump into class. It's $60 if you join the trading group, $100 if you're not in the trading group. So if you're like me, you already think you're going to go with the flow, you might as well jump into the trading group, pay the $60, get on in $160, 1 month, and the trading group. For $270, you get 3 months in the trading group. So for $330, get the course and 3 months in the trading group. Best deal in the game. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Crypto is life, baby.